Hello, everybody. Welcome back to How Come. Today we are talking about sex, dating, and food with Jeremy Jacobowitz, also known as BrunchBoys. He is an internet foodie who travels the world in search of the best meals, and he shares his culinary adventures daily through videos on his own channels. He's also appeared on Food Network, MSG Networks, Pix 11 Morning News. And today, we're just talking about what foods are aphrodisiacs, foods that you should eat on a date, foods that you shouldn't eat on a date, and can you date somebody who's got different food preferences or restrictions than you? All of that to come on this episode of How Come.
How come? How come? How come I can't achieve? How come I can't achieve? I'm rolling up my sleeves. I'm rolling up my sleeves. Oh baby, I believe these guests can help. 'Cause I can't do it by myself. I wanna jizz.
So excited that you're joining us today. Welcome, Jeremy.
Hi, sorry, I took a sip of water as you were introducing
You know
me.
what?
That is such a faux pas.
That's okay. Quench that thirst. Yeah, it was great to start it with a sip because we're going to be talking about eating and drinking a lot.
Perfect.
So tell me about your BrunchBoys account. When did you start it? Have you always been a foodie? What's your history with food?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I was born in Brooklyn. I was like the hipster kid that was like eating Thai food when they were 3 years old. So like really it all started there. It all started like with my mom and sort of the passion for food. But I didn't think about it as a passion. I just kind of thought about it most of my life as like, well, I'm hungry. So I like eating. Okay.
Yeah.
But like I cooked growing up, but it still was like, I don't know, like the idea to like do anything in the food world didn't click for me. I studied sports management and worked in sports TV and still like didn't think about it. But then I was looking for like a new thing to do in TV. And I was maybe 23, 24. And I ended up on a food show and in food TV. And I was like, oh, this all makes sense. Like I'm working in TV. I love working in TV. I love food.
What was it?
So the first show I ever did was just one episode. I was an unpaid PA intern for Man vs. Food, which was like my favorite show ever. And
it was so good.
Yeah, a classic, and like really like set the stage for what everyone's doing online is really like from that show, which is really crazy. But then
the competition eaters for sure.
Yeah, but
I think he was the first time that I was like, oh, he's going and finding like massive things to try and demolish.
It was the first like spectacle, but also it was a food travel show, which had been done before him, but sort of like to combine that and a big personality and someone like not necessarily like this deep culinary knowledge, just someone that was really passionate about food. Yeah. Like that is kind of what everyone is online, or in the food space at least.
Yeah.
But so that didn't really super lead to anywhere, but it kind of got me going in the New York TV world, reality TV world, I guess. And then I ended up on Worst Cooks in America, and I met Bobby Flay there, and then I was his PA. And that was really in the way into like the Food Network world, the food TV world. And I produced like food travel, food competition, cooking shows, all that stuff. But then I always made stuff online since, I mean, I've been making videos. Again, like I didn't connect all these dots, but I was the kid in high school like making videos. But so I'd always made stuff.
Isn't that funny how that works out? That like there's just like a bunch of things that you happen to do, and then one day it's like there's a job for this, or like you can make a job for this.
And to me, like again, I never, even though I was working in TV, I was a producer, so I didn't really like I wasn't hands on with
front
everything.
facing. Yeah,
yeah, but definitely not front facing. But like to me, from like high school and college, why I made videos because I was like, to me, it was cheating. I can't write. So it's like, oh, if I make a video, which all my professors and teachers like, wow, so creative, love it. And I was like, yeah, I thought it was like getting one over on anyone without realizing like,
that's so funny.
I clearly have a passion for this. I clearly am like kind of okay at it. Maybe I should really focus in on it. But I always made stuff on the internet. So I've been putting videos on the internet for 20 years almost, which is crazy, without any thought of doing it full time because it wasn't a job. Influencers weren't a thing. Yeah. But then the Instagram took off 11 years ago or so, and I've been doing it full time since then. So food travel, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat. Sorry, my dog is with me. So if people are watching, you're like, what the fuck is he doing? I'm trying to pet her so she doesn't jump and bark all over the place.
I'm like, if they think you're doing anything sinister, it would have to be a very weird body position. Just like the longest penis growing out from the side of your body.
Who knows what kind of thing it could have going on.
Yeah. So it was mostly just you going out and like having meals, or like did you seek to make content, or were you were just like already there and then you're like, I'm gonna film this?
It was a mix of both. They were definitely like because I was freelancing TV. So anytime I had time off between gigs, which happens a lot, I would try and like formulate shows. That's kind of where the BrunchBoys thing came from. It's like, oh, then we do this brunch show. It's very much like this is a TV show using my TV background, but putting it on YouTube. But really, most of the social media stuff grew just because like I was organically eating at all these restaurants. I was on I was producing food travel. So I'd be in restaurants all over the country. I would just be grabbing pics because I'm there, and I would just be sharing pics because I'm like, this is cool and I love food. And like, again, there was no thought to like, oh, let me like post this and do this and have the strategy and like be an influencer, because like none of that existed. I just happened to have this account when food influencers became a thing. And then it was like, oh, and that's when I started really concentrating on it and working on it, because like there was money. So once there's money, you could actually think about it in a very different way.
And you can go to like a bit better places, like invest a little more into the, you know, like,
like, you could,
if you're just starting out, you're like, I'm not going to spend like certain amount of money on this meal hoping that it's gonna you know,
that's how I spend all my money now. It's like, okay, I'll spend it because I know like I could sort of make up for it. It's all content. All my travel's content. Every time I leave the apartment, it's essentially content. So it's actually a write-off, but it's also money that I'm using to create stuff anyway. So you sort of make it back.
Okay. And what's your relationship status right now?
Single.
Great. So when you go on dates with people, do they expect you to take them to like something that's going to knock their socks off? And does that make you anxious, or are you excited?
So, I mean, the short answer is yes, I think they do. For first dates though, like to me, it's always just drinks. So like it's a little less pressure because like we're getting drinks. I'm kind of going to my favorite places anyway and whatever. I do think that like for a second date, which would generally be dinner unless like whatever, the people I'm attracted to are into food anyway. So like they honestly might have a better sense of what they're excited about anyway. It doesn't matter. I do think though, like the goal is if you're going on dates with this person is you want to date them. They're going to have to get used to you filming dinner.
True.
So that is more of a bigger thing of like, I got to make a video about this because one, that's my job and everything's content. And I really don't want to waste this opportunity while I'm here. Not that it isn't important that we're on this date. But two, like if you hate it, you should know right now because that's not changing.
This is it. Yeah.
This is
that's
it.
So interesting because the worst date I've ever had in my life was this guy. We hated each other so much. And at one point, we were talking just about like people that we know. And he mentioned this girl who's still a friend of mine. She was a food influencer at the time. She's a podcaster now, love her. But he was like trying to bond with me over like talking shit on her and being like, oh, she filmed our entire dinner or whatever. And like, I kind of looked at him and it's like, I already hated this man, but I was like, that's her job.
Yeah. And listen, I'll apologize 1,000 times. And especially when I'm at dinner, it's very fast and whatever. But you could tell, like, I don't know, I've been on dates with girls and like girls, they're like super excited by it. Because one, odds are they're not going as intense as I am, but like they're excited to at least take photos and stuff. And two, like they're so into it. Like I've been on dates and they're like, no, oh, I could hold the phone. I could do this. I could do that. Like, and that's kind of, honestly, that's part of the girlfriend criteria for dating me. So like, good, let's figure this out now.
You've heard of Instagram boyfriend, but have you heard of Instagram girlfriend? No, I think it must be like kind of nice for them too. I mean, I'm somebody that I'm not a food influencer by any means. I rarely even post the stuff that I take, but like I'm always taking pictures of my food, especially if it looks pretty or if it's something interesting. Like I just like want it in my camera roll. And like I have had people be like, why do you have to do that? And I'm like, I like don't. And then like you kind of feel weird for it. So if there's a girl who already likes to do that, then going out with you is probably like pretty nice.
Yeah. And also what inevitably happens is like, I don't really do a lot of comped meals, and I probably wouldn't do a comped meal for a date, I guess.
Yeah.
If we're dating, sure, like you're in it, let's do this. But
that's part of it.
Yeah, that's part of it. But like, I'll go to
Yeah.
a restaurant not thinking it's comps because I made it just a reservation, whatever. And then like they'll start sending dishes out, or like they'll just it'll just be free, and I had no idea. And if I didn't take at least any photos or stories, like I feel like I stole something from them. Where like there's no deal, there's no contract, whatever.
Totally.
But like I would feel horrible if at least didn't do that. So like at least I got to take some photos just in case. And also I want to support them anyway. Just even getting them on stories like. Yeah. This is what I do. I'm out there to help restaurants, you know?
But so when you're taking somebody on a second date, do you guys talk about food on the first one? Like, are you trying to get a gauge of what she likes so that you can figure out where to go for the second one?
If it comes up. I mean, I think that almost comes up first because like most of the dates are dating apps. And I think that's such an easy conversation to have on a dating app.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like that's almost beforehand. And like my Hinge prompts are basically all about food. So it's always like an easy way in. So like we're not doing a deep dive, but that's just like general night. It's a nice conversation to have. Like, oh, what's your favorite thing? What's your favorite food? Blah, blah, blah.
Do you have any favorite date spots that you've taken people over and over, or like, different people?
So like I'll plug my own Substack. I put out a guide, my first date New York City guide. Ooh. And it's literally only places that I've gone on dates on because I do only take girls on first dates to the same places over and over and over again. Okay. And essentially it's because I just want to control as many things as I can, especially on the first date. It can be nerve-wracking, it can be this new person. So the last thing I want is like mystery. So it's like, okay, I know this bar. I know I like this bar. I know we could have a fun date here. I know we could have it's between us. We could definitely get a seat. It's not gonna be too crazy. It's not gonna be too dead. And I know they have good drinks and blah, blah, blah. Like all these factors. So that's
people
there.
Watching
like,
is good.
Yeah, exactly.
I know what outfit I'm supposed to wear in this establishment.
Yes, exactly. And then second date, I probably wouldn't go back to the same things because if I'm honestly like, I have a list of like probably over 100 restaurants in New York City I'm trying to scratch off that I just don't. So and then if we're going to go on a restaurant date, it's like, okay, in my brain, I'm like, okay, awesome. I have this whole list of places I'm dying to go to. Let's knock one of them out.
Do you ever tell them the restaurant and they're like, I don't eat that food?
Oh, so it's not a surprise. Okay. Like that is part of the conversation. Like, okay, if we're going to go out, like, hey, is there any food that you love? Hey, is there any food that you hate? Like I always ask that because there's none that I hate. So like, I'm pretty happy and like, I could easily find something that works for them or whatever. Now, if it's like a dietary restriction thing, which obviously like a lot of people deal with, I will attempt that, but like there are no red flags for men, but that's like
that's an F for you. You know what?
My whole life is eating. We can't share. We can't partake in what I love doing.
Ben and I went to Paris like a year ago, and we didn't learn any other words besides à partager, which means to share. Okay. Like at a restaurant. Yeah. Everything is to share.
That's how it should be.
Because then you can order more.
Exactly. And also, like, I'm ordering 1,000 dishes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ordering to share. So what, you're going to sit and stare at all the food? It just like, I'll try. It depends on what the dietary thing is.
And a lot of other people will say, like, I don't care about sharing. Like, go off, you eat your thing, I'll eat my thing. But like, the food is such like a bonder for me. I don't know where the sound comes from on TikTok right now, but it's like this date and one of them's like, just try a bite of my food. And the guy's like, why do I have to try a bite of your food? I have my own food. And she's like, because I want to talk about it in the car. Like when we get home, I'm going to be able to say like, how good was that crab? And then you'll say it was a really good crab. And then he does try it and he's like, that's a really good crab. She's like, I know, I can't. I wish we were in the car right now to talk about it. Yeah. And if you have a dietary restriction and you're offended by this, we're so sorry.
This is so funny. A friend of mine put up a TikTok and she was like, good morning to everyone except for the man that broke up with my girl because she was gluten-free or something. And I just commented like, I get it. Like clearly it is in jest, whatever. And I had this girl berating me in the comments, like calling me every name, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So I may have said something a little mean.
What did you say?
I said to her, keep telling yourself the men break up with you because you're gluten-free. I promise you that's not why. Oh, so to credit her, she's a better troll than me. What she then did was sign me up for every gluten-free newsletter that's ever existed.
I love this.
I got bombarded with gluten-free emails.
That's amazing. That's unreal. See, I had a gluten-free roommate and I love her so much, but even she, like if I would bring baked stuff home, she couldn't help herself. And then she would just like give herself a tummy ache. And then we would deal with that. And like I would feel bad because I'm like, I shouldn't have brought it home, but it's also like it's not like my responsibility. And
yeah, it's too much. And like, listen, not everyone loves everything, and that's fine. But like, I'm a big believer in like trying things. And sometimes, if you have a real dietary thing, like you can't. I don't know. Like, if you're allergic to shrimp and it's going to kill you, you can't eat that. You know,
you can't eat that. Yeah, but also maybe it would be a good thing to find someone with a similar dietary restriction. My sister, when she was in college, wrote this thing it was like a college website, and it was 10 foods you should not eat on a date, just because they're like unattractive, basically. Do you have any rules like that for yourself?
No. I think it's almost like it's more exciting to me like to try weird things on a date. It's kind of like a little bit like see how far they'll go with it, because I eat weird shit. I don't know. Like, I don't want basic stuff. Like, I'm gonna order weird things. So it's like, yeah, like I mean, to say weird, I don't know, but like, I don't know, like uni, that's not everyone's thing. Let's get uni, you know? Yeah, adventurous. That's a better word for it. Yeah, exactly.
Like, I would never order a shrimp tempura roll because they're too big to put in your mouth all at once. And they're embarrassing to break up into pieces. Like, I would only eat that in front of somebody that I'm like comfortable with and don't mind at least 10 seconds of silence with.
Okay, fair. Yeah. I guess it kind of all goes back to like, but I think if you're like vibing with somebody, like that's a funny, cute moment. You know what I mean? Like you want to be at but it's like, like you want to be in a place where like, that's a funny thing, not like oh God, what is happening?
Yes. When you're at a place, but I guess if all of your food dates are second dates, I guess maybe you're already at that place.
Yes. That's why. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and if anybody's thinking about like maybe foods that they don't want to be eating, Charlotte's list is really good. I don't know if you can find it anywhere, but I just remember it being like stuff that you can like cut into bites, you know? So like stay away from spaghetti because like it could dangle and get all over you, whatever. Yeah. But like ravioli's great, tortellini's great, little pastas. Yeah, anything you can like cut up that's just like not embarrassing. I'll try and ask her if she can write it in. But staying on the topic of my sister, she went to this dinner recently with and his girlfriend at the time. And it was one of those 12-course dinners. Every course that would come, she would ask the waiter, "Is this an aphrodisiac?"
Like as a joke?
No. Like as like she was trying to be like very sexy. And we thought that was one of the most like vomit inducing things. I was like, I'm surprised you could finish your meal with that being, she was like, Remy, it was very hard. But so that gets me thinking about food aphrodisiacs. Do you believe that some foods are aphrodisiacs?
I don't know if I've ever experienced that. I mean, I don't know. Just give me tequila. Why I got to worry about anything else?
Sure. Yeah. So I know that the common one that everybody knows about is like oysters. And I'm always like, but I think
that makes
that's
sense.
Like, but it's like the unsexiest food, like visually.
I also like just want one of them. So maybe I've just never eaten enough. I don't know. But I agree. It's like, but it's like,
I love them. They're delicious. But if I watch somebody eat an oyster, I don't think I'd be like, hubba hubba, you know, like,
I mean, maybe it's for a man. You're like watching a woman take it down. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Maybe it's like watching someone like it, like kind of reminds me of like Mr. Pussy in Sex and the City, the way he would like eat stuff as if he was like eating someone out. But like, I don't know. That just kind of grosses me out. So oysters was number one. And then chocolate apparently contains a stimulant that promotes excitement.
Sure.
Allegedly, avocado is really good for hormone production and energy. And it also...
Okay. Oh, that makes sense. I don't know why that's sexy.
Right. Well, this is why it's on the list, I think. The Aztec word for avocado translates to testicle. Sexiest thing I've ever heard.
Okay, gotcha.
And then chili peppers, it says, can increase
Yeah, I can see like that. That actually makes more sense. Just like your blood's fucking flowing.
Yeah. Blood is important. Like,
yeah, it is.
Literally,
for men
like,
especially.
For everyone, like, there was something in like an early episode of this podcast. I had gone to a tantric massage and he massaged my butt. And I was like, how is this like important? But it was like getting like blood flow to the area.
That makes sense.
Yeah, chili peppers, asparagus, allegedly. But like,
because that's phallic.
Not if you're doing water sports, like it's gonna smell.
That too.
Bananas, allegedly. Figs, allegedly, or it's like considered.
Figs are like a super food or something, so that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, but figs and bananas, again, I'm like, okay, you're just telling us stuff that looks like dicks and vaginas. Honey is associated with fertility and sweetness, and then basil. I love the idea of basil. It says it's considered a symbol of love and has a potent aroma. But that's not like sexy. That's just like kind of like fancy.
Tradition.
But I think the sexiest thing a food can do is just like kind of make you comfortable and bond you with the person that you're with.
Yes, 100%. That's why, like, to me, it's like, let's go do an omakase. You know what I mean? Like, have this great meal. Like, that matters so much more than whatever the fuck avocado's doing to me.
Avocados are balls, Jeremy.
Right,
pay attention.
Course, yes.
Have you always been an adventurous eater? Like, I know you said you were like the kid eating Thai food, which like, it's so funny that that's considered adventurous to us.
Well, in 1993, especially.
I know.
It was
like, it was. But now I'm sure people are like, what?
Right. Yeah. I mean, sushi wasn't even a thing in the early 90s. And like LA, maybe New York a little bit, but like that didn't exist. Yeah. I mean, the first solid food I ever ate, not that I remember, but this is just like a story my mom likes telling. It was like mushu pork. And I think like that was sort of it too. My mom's always rule was like, you have to taste everything. And I think that like helps open up. And we lived in Brooklyn. Like we also had so many things available to us. And then we went to Westchester and still had so much available to us. And that was always it. Just like try everything. And I always liked everything. I think like, especially when you're a kid, like being open to those things is critically important. To be able to taste all those things is critically important.
Yeah. And even if you don't like it right now, you might like it someday. Like my least favorite thing used to be zucchini. I think it's because I didn't have it prepared properly. But I remember I was doing like a karate class and like I wasn't punching hard enough. And they were like, picture you're hitting your least favorite food. And I was like, zucchini. And then I grew to really love zucchini. And the other day, my friend's son was over and we were having zucchini. And he was like, I'm not trying that. That looks disgusting. And I was like, okay, well, like, do you want to just like try? Because I used to hate it. And then like eventually like loved it. And he was like, okay, I'll try it. Hated it. And I was like, okay, that's valid. Like you can totally spit it out. And I go, what do you hate about it?
Yeah.
The texture or the taste? He goes, I think both. And I was like, great. Like as long as you have like a conversation.
100%. And that was, like I said, growing up, like that was it. Like just try it. Like
just
you don't
try
have to
it.
like everything. Just try. And that's, I guess, sort of like the approach I have with these dates too. It's like, just try it. Like I went on a date. We were at Katana Kitten. It's one of my favorite bars in New York City. And it's like, the upstairs is this cool bar, and then downstairs you almost like feel like you're in Japan, which is awesome. And we were just doing drinks, but I went to the bathroom. I ran to the chef, and he was like, "Oh, Jeremy, blah 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 blah." So he sent out like some one of the sandwiches they have or whatever. I forget which one. And like he sent it out for us to try it, and she just refused to try it. I'm like, yeah, but the chef sent it. Like, just take a fucking bite out of it. Who cares?
Little bite. Yeah,
little bite, and like just absolutely refused to even try it. I'm like, ugh, I mean, come on now.
Yeah. See, and this is where I'll say the flip side and totally contradict myself. My boyfriend hates Twizzlers, and yet anytime I have Twizzlers, he goes, give me one. I go, you hate them. And he's like, well, maybe I won't anymore. Just give it to me to try. I go, okay. And I give it to him. He goes, ugh. And I go, you just wasted one of my Twizzlers. But yeah, when you said that you were like, oh, adventurous stuff like Thai food. Like the other day I saw I think 6-year-old, or maybe she was like 5-year-old, drinking boba, and I like went back to my friends and I was like, I just saw a child drinking boba. Like that's fucking crazy. And then I like checked myself and I was like, no, like this is how people used to talk about like you and Ikura. Like people thought you were like a weird kid, but like no, like, that somebody gave it to them once and they like it, and that's great.
Also, it does seem like a kid drink, like it's fun, you know?
Yes. I guess it's just like I hate boba. I'm like, how is their palate so refined? But so, okay, I have a question re sex and food. Have you ever incorporated food in the bedroom, like George Costanza style? Like you're like, how do I combine everything that I love? Okay, no.
I have not. I don't even know what it, I mean, he was eating like a pastrami sandwich or something.
He had a sandwich, yeah.
I don't know what I would want to be eating. There's already a lot of things happening. I can't multitask like that.
Mm-hmm. I have. And it was, anytime I've done it, it's like the greatest experience. But it's usually not like food. It's usually snacks.
Okay. Like what?
There was like this like epic romp I had in college. And my roommate came in after and she was like, why are there peanut M&Ms like ground into the carpet? And I was because we were having a blast.
It wasn't like let's take a break and refill on M&Ms.
No, it was like both of us were just like eating while fucking. And the same guy, I think I did the nicest thing for him that I've ever done for anyone was I gave him a blowjob while he was eating Doritos and then watching Angry Beavers on TV. And I was like, he must be in love with me. Dear reader, he was not. But I did think that was kind.
The Doritos is very specific and funny for that.
Wouldn't you love that? Think about it. Or are you the person that like needs to like focus on?
I think I need to like focus a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what like the multitasking would throw me.
I think my brand of like ADHD, like I focus too hard on what's happening and then I get too in my head. And so if I'm just like bugles, like, could make it more fun. The other thing I think about with food and sex, and mostly women and gay men I've had this conversation with, but would you rather have sex with somebody while extremely full or extremely hungry?
Extremely hungry, 1,000%.
Okay, why?
There's like a lot of weird Jeremy quirks to my life. One of the things is that I don't love eating and drinking. I have to choose what I want to do because I just feel ill and tired for the most part. So like if I'm at dinner,
and drinking alcohol specifically?
Yes, alcohol. Yeah, sorry.
Alcohol, okay. I'm like,
sorry.
He hates water.
So like if I'm at dinner, like, okay, like I could have a beer, a glass of wine, but like if I do more than that, I'm like, I feel fucking ill. So and same way if I drink, if I'm just drinking, like I've cut out drunk eating. I don't do it all. If I know I'm out drinking, I won't eat dinner because it just like makes me like tired and everything. Okay. So like, and it kind of like, and it's kind of nice. Like I like the like feeling like ravenous, like, oh, like you're tired, you're hungry. Like if you just had sex, like you're hungry, like the idea of like be full and trying to have sex is like, I'm going to like throw up and then like pass out cold. And none of that is like sexy.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a toss-up for me. Because if I'm super full, I don't have to put in a lot of work. Like, I will say that, like, people who have vaginas have kind of like a pass sometime. Like, we're just so good at giving orgasms even if we're doing nothing. So, like, we could just lay there.
Yes.
Whereas if I am so hungry, like my stomach might start making sounds and make me self-conscious. Yeah. Okay.
All right. That makes sense.
But I don't know.
But I like the idea of like,
there's been other times that it's like, you're so full that you're like, I'm going to fart. Like this is
right. And I kind of like the idea of like, finish this and then we could like get
and then let's
feast.
Consume. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I do. I like the idea of being ravenous for food during sex because then you're just like, I'm going to eat you. Like you're the meal right now, and then we'll have dessert, which could be savory or sweet or whatever.
Like morning sex and then ordering in like a good fucking breakfast burrito. What a morning.
What a treat. But also, I don't think in the morning, like, you're as hungry as you are when you haven't eaten like all day.
I guess I don't do that. Like my thing is like I eat dinner pretty early, so I wake up ravenous, and then I'm pretty hungry. I mean, I'm just like a hungry person in general. So like, I wake up at 5 every day. So like, wake up at 5. I probably ate dinner the night before at 5. So we're over 12 hours without food. So I wake up like just starving, and I work out most days, and then that makes me even hungrier. But yeah, so like I like the idea of like waking up being like, okay, like I'm ready to eat.
I can hear a lot of gluten-free girls going, people are going to break up with you for that schedule.
That like, also.
Are you taking people to like early birds?
No. So if we go out, if I go out to dinner, it will not be at 5. If I'm at home, it might be a 4:45 dinner. Okay. I'm starving.
My ex, we went to Mr. Chow's, which if you guys don't know, it's like a very fancy New York Chinese restaurant. And it was for like an anniversary or something. And the only reservation we could get was at like 5 or something, like right when they opened. And there was nobody else there. And I kept just making the joke. I go, did you rent this out for me? And it was just like, no, because nobody's eating now.
That's happened not because of that. Like I went on a date for an omakase, and the restaurant had just opened, and it was this huge omakase room. And it wasn't an early dinner, maybe 6:30 or something. And they had 2 seatings. And I had the whole place myself. And yeah, the same joke of like, oh, I got the whole place, which only made it more awkward. I would have loved, I didn't need to make all that goddamn small. The chef was very nice. And that is part of the experience. You do omakase, like chat with the chef a little bit, blah, blah, blah. But he was like asking a little too many questions. I was like, I wish there was another diner here for him to distract him from this.
Yeah. Or it's like when you're at the dentist that you're like, stuff is going on with my mouth right now while you're talking to me. How is it? I don't know. I literally like come back and like after, or like give me a little notepad. I'll write everything down.
I was on a date at one of my go-to date spots, and this was like newer in the rotation, so I hadn't like experienced a lot of it. And a date was like fine. I don't know, like most dates I go on are like it's fine. But like this is a date that was like, after one drink I'm kind of just like I'm over it. I'm not in the fucking mood. This is just fine. It's not that exciting. I don't need to do this. And the bartender, bless his heart, was like thought it was going well. So I was kind of just like, oh, I gotta like finish this drink and I gotta have the excuse to go. And he was like, oh, let me give you a refill there. Oh, well, like giving us shit a little bit.
Yeah.
Like giving us shots. And I want to be like, guy, oh my God, all I want to do is for this date to end, and you will not let that happen. If this was going well, you would have been the greatest bartender of all time. But this is not going well.
He would have been in the story of your love. And that's probably what he thought was happening. Yes. He was like, oh, I am such a great B character right now, and they're going to talk about this night.
He was like, she even went to the bathroom. He's like, are you going to like make out with her at the bar? And I was like, no.
Worst wingman ever. You said you kind of cook-ish?
I cook for myself. Like because I like go out to restaurants so much and get to experience like all this incredible food. At home, I keep it like very basic and very healthy. So like I do cook. It's sort of the same things all the time, and like very, very, it's not special cooking, I guess. Because it's for me. I enjoy cooking for other people. For myself, I don't care. So,
but if you're, let's say, date 3 or 4 or whatever, is there ever a time that you're like, I want to cook for you now? Like, is that a special thing, or do you feel like you're like,
I don't know. I mean, like, I think it like if you're cooking together, do you think that's like fun and special? But it's also like, I don't know. If we're gonna go on a date, like, I want to leave the apartment. I don't leave my apartment at all, basically. So it's kind of like a date is a nice excuse to like get out of the apartment and do something. So I kind of like wouldn't want to do a date just here, Okay, fair. I'm the opposite. I literally will go to restaurant dates to get serious with someone so that we can eat inside for the rest of our lives. I mean, I guess I've done like ordering in dates. And again, it's just sort of like but I have to watch, like, I get addicted to ordering in. Right now I'm on a pretty good thing of like, actually I haven't ordered in. I was ordering dinner every night and it's been a while now I haven't. So I'm good there. But yeah, I guess I'm like, I'm ordering again, going back to, I eat the same things all the time. I'm like, oh, I was going to order in sushi. Why don't we do that?
That express reorder is my favorite thing on Grubhub. It is mindless. I know I'm going to like it. It's gonna, if it's one of my favorite restaurants, it's gonna be there in 20 minutes. I always say that I hoped to mature to the point that I started ordering based off ratings and not estimated arrival. But
no, I
estimated arrival is still my number one. I need it fast. And yeah, I'm such a creature of habit when it comes to food.
It's bad. I mean, at least it is my job to go explore. So I guess I definitely get to get out of my system. But if I'm not filming and at a restaurant, like, it is eating essentially the same things over and over and over. I'll go in like 3 to 4 month wave of like, it does not change at all. And then like, I'll tweak it a little bit or whatever.
Do you have a desert island food?
I mean, my favorite food is sushi. I guess that's why I keep talking about, like, that is my favorite food. I could eat that. That's a food I could eat every single day forever. There's enough like variation in it also where like that helps. And it's like, it's just good. It's always good. And all types. Like, I think like delivery sushi is like almost a totally different type of food than like if you're going to like a nice omakase, but it all works for me.
Do you like sugarfish?
I think their rice.
This is just a question for me because I think
their rice is seasoned really well. I think it's much better in LA than it is in New York. To me, it's more like delivery. It kind of falls in the delivery sushi realm, and it's just not what I want when I want delivery sushi. And then if I want nicer sushi, I'd rather go to a nicer place. I wouldn't want it delivered
because it's not going to be warm. I feel like that's the special part of it, is it's warm.
It's still, there's one not that far away from me. So maybe it's still been warm, but like if I'm going to spend like that, delivery is still like $80. If I'm going to spend $80 on delivery sushi, even though it technically might be a little bit better, it's just not like what I want out of my delivery sushi order.
Yeah. Have you ever dated a really great cook?
No. I mean, I've barely dated anyone. So like the answer to most of these questions, like, have I gone out with girls that have been very good cooks? Yeah. Like some of them are like chefs. So like some of them were like big chefs. So they definitely knew how to cook.
Okay. And did that ever like get in the way of you going out because you were just like, they're such a good chef, like I'm going to stay home?
No, because like I'm not going to make that person work on their off day,
Okay, true. How come you haven't had a lot of relationships?
Oh boy, I don't know. We don't have enough time to get into that, I guess. But just a mix. Yeah, it's a mix of everything. A mix of, listen, New York City fucks with your head. The dating apps fuck with your head. Not to blame it on society. It's an internal me issue, clearly. But yeah, picky, and just like, it's not that I don't find girls I don't want to date. There's those girls don't want to date me. So,
it's all luck.
You try.
Yeah. And timing and stuff. And I was talking to a friend of mine about like, he gets mad that people call him a serial monogamist. And I'm like, a lot of us are serial monogamous. We just didn't get as lucky as you did. Like, you keep meeting people who like you back. Like I was looking to date someone. I've only had 2 boyfriends my whole life. And I'm like, I still would consider myself like a serial monogamist. It just like didn't work out most of the time.
Right. Yeah. And it just like, I don't know. Again, like, you don't want to make excuses. Like, my lifestyle is hard. I do travel a lot. Even when I was working in TV, like I just like, work does consume a lot. Like even the last girl I dated, we were going out from like late fall through to winter or whatever. And like with my travel schedule and her travel schedule and her work schedule, like we were going on dates for months, but it was just like hard to progress it past that because of that. And like, listen, if it was like amazing sparks and chemistry and love, like I think you push past it. When it's like, okay, this is okay and this is nice and good and whatever, you choose your priorities, and I think both of us did.
And that's literally, I think, where settling comes from, right? Is like, do you want someone who's just okay? Because you can get someone who's just okay. Everybody can. No, and that's not. I'm not saying the person is okay. I'm saying okay for you. Like the match is okay. Yeah.
Exactly.
We love this person, whoever they are. I'm sure they're fantastic. No, it's just like there are many people that I'm like, oh yeah, this is like on paper at least like a match, and like the person's attractive enough, but like relationships are such a big part of life that you kind of want to be really, really excited about the person, at least in the beginning.
And I think there's this perception that like I'm 38 and I've had like one real girlfriend, and then like more of that, what I just went through of like dating sort of dating. Before it would have been official, I ended it or whatever. And I think people think that like, oh, like you are like more desperate for it. But I think it's actually the opposite. I think it's like, I've been single this long. It's not that like I'm living a fruitful, full life.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, yeah, you're looking for this relationship and that would be wonderful. I'm never not looking for that. But I also understand like, I don't need that for fulfillment. So it almost makes you like more strict about it. You know what I mean? Like less desperate. Like you waited this long, you know?
Yeah. Better be fucking good.
Right.
So most of the time when you're eating out, are you going with friends or solo?
Just depends. I mean, if I'm going to dinners, generally it's with friends, just because like dinners feel like much more social activity than anything else. If it's breakfast or lunch, I'm probably just me.
Yeah. There was some book once that was like Never Eat Alone, but it was like a book about like hustling. And it was like,
okay,
every meal should be a business opportunity. And I was like,
sure.
You need to chill out.
Yeah. I mean, I certainly, I think if it takes away from the experience of the restaurant, I don't want to do it. Like Korean barbecue, like you can't do that alone. Like I was in Korea and I was in Korea and I did it, and it was still like a fantastic meal and whatever. But like I had to spend the same amount of money because they weren't just going to let me get a table by myself anyway. And two, like that is such a sharing experience meal that like you're paying all that money and not even getting the full benefit from it.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a favorite meal that you remember in your life? And then at the other side of the coin, do you remember the best sex you ever had?
I guess I'll go, which one's easier to answer? What's the best meal I've had? I think it's more like, listen, I'm very privileged. I get to travel over the world and I get to eat. That's literally my job. Mm-hmm. And I think one of my biggest takeaways is that whatever that best food is not what you remember. It's the experience of the meals that you remember. And I think you really appreciate that when you get to travel and have that. So it's like, an example of like, I don't even know if this is my favorite thing I've ever done, but like I was in Kyoto and I went to this restaurant called Monk, and it is world renowned for being one of the best restaurants in the whole world. Mm-hmm. Almost impossible to get a table. It's like you like go up the hill by the river and you go to this little house and it's just like 12 people and it's very like zen and cool. And it's all these like vegetables that the chef picked out from the forest in Kyoto that day. And then he makes these incredible pizzas. And like it wasn't the best pizza I've ever had in my entire life.
But the experience surrounding
the experience of it is something like you're going to remember forever. Like I walked out, and then you walk out and it's this pitch black little off the beaten path in Kyoto. And I remember just like looking up at the stars and just being like, what a fucking night. Like, holy, so just seeing the stars. Like if you don't live in New York City, you don't see stars. So to go out of this meal that like made you feel incredible, and you're looking up at the stars, you think about your place on life. Mm-hmm. And it's like a meal did that to me. Yeah. Like that's crazy. That's what it could do. Like if it's that special, that is how you're going to feel. And certainly I've been privileged and lucky to have a lot of those meals. So that certainly stands out. And then yes, like there's one. Yeah, there's definitely
definitely the best sex.
Yeah, I'm like trying to wrap my brain. I think so. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And was that also an experiential thing, or was it like the sex itself? Like it was like, I don't know. There's ones that I think about where I'm like, no, it was like we were talking for like 6 hours before, and then we went to like a jazz club and like played like board games, and like it was like the day of it was so good. Or it's just like this is more of the sex. The sex.
Yes, it was like we'd gone on a few dates, and that was our first time having sex. It's more just like when you like connect sexually, like mentally and physically. I don't think that happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, holy shit, you know, like the world spins.
Yeah. And then you wake up the next day and she's like, I'm gluten-free. And you're like, get out. Just kidding. Do you remember your first orgasm?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Because like, I don't know like what's normal for boys. Like things like that aren't, I don't know, maybe it is. Who knows what the fuck they teach kids and who knows what
There's
they learn
no
on the internet. The
normal.
internet didn't exist.
Yeah.
It sort of existed, but like didn't really when I was a kid. So like, you remember like, how do boys even know to jerk off? I don't know.
A lot don't know. They just kind of like start rubbing it against something.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And that's sort of what it was. And I remember like not having any idea what any of it was. And just sort of like you naturally do it, but like never complete it, I guess, because you don't know to.
Because you don't know to, yeah.
Yeah. And then like, yeah, I remember the first time I was like, holy fuck. And then like all the dots were like, oh, that's what all these things are. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Same with and I've been filming stuff this whole time and I love food and this is cum. Fucking love the dots. How old were you?
I must have been 12 or 13. I forgot.
Cool. Very normal.
Yeah, I think so. I God knows the children now. Who knows?
Everybody, like, I've asked this question to everyone on this podcast, and it's such a wide range of ages and how, and the only consistent thing is guys are like, I was rubbing it on something.
What's been the oldest age?
50.
50?
Yeah.
A woman?
Yeah, and she did it.
Oh, that math is different. That math is different.
Of this podcast, which was nice.
Amazing.
But, and then I think
a man though.
A man?
I can only see a man being old because of some like religious thing that he thought like he would like go to hell or something, you know?
Yeah, or like one of my friends told me that he thought jacking off, like people told him it was gay. And
of course.
So his first time was like having penetrative sex with a woman.
Wow.
Yeah. Lots
that must have been crazy.
Stories.
Yeah.
You guys go back, listen to all the episodes. I'm not even going to tell you which one. If you had like a deal with the devil and he said to you, or she, or they, I don't know what the devil's up to these days, but they said, you, for the rest of your life, can either have one amazing orgasm a day, and you have to only eat the same meal every single day, or you don't get it ever to have orgasm. You get to have orgasm once a year, and you get to eat different food all the time.
Well, considering most of my life is option one, I'll take that one.
That you come every day and eat the same thing.
Yeah, that is my life. So did I make that deal already?
I guess you did. That's so funny. See, and I'm in like a cum drought for like the last like 2 years. Like it's very hard for me to do it anymore. And I'm like, I think I would pick food. Like even...
I'm such a routine person that like, I don't know how much of this is mental and how much of this is physical, but like, it's part of my like going to sleep routine. I don't think I'd be able to go to sleep.
Okay, great. This is real. I'm glad I asked that question.
I would have to find a new job, I guess, but I could.
You would have to find a new job. You could take over How Come. You would be better qualified than me at this point. Okay, so just for the people who are too lazy to go over to the Substack, can we get 3 bar recommendations and 3 restaurants for people visiting New York City?
Sure. Oh, that's easy. I got both those. So
Okay.
the Substack too, it's like 15 spots. It's behind a
Mm-hmm.
paywall anyway, so you weren't going to get all of them. But I will gladly give you three of them. My favorite, I love Empion al Pastor on St.
Okay.
Mark's. I think one, it's that perfect balance of like it's chill, but it's still super cool. Generally, because I'm in Williamsburg, so it's like it's usually middle ground if I'm going out with a girl that lives in Manhattan, so that makes it easy too. Best
Perfect.
margaritas in the city. Great staff, always like busy, but if you get there, you can make sure you have it. You can get a seat. There's also a million bars around there too. If you want to go to next bar, if you do want to get food, there is like they have like a little taco thing in the back. So a really nice balance there. In Williamsburg, because also most of my dates then ends up being here too. There's Two Chats, which is a few blocks away from me. Like I'm on the water here by Williamsburg Bridge. And it's also just in a place that like they're known for their martinis, but they serve everything. And it's just like it's a cool place. You can make a reservation, which I really like. I would always prefer to make a reservation if I could. Again, going back to like, I want to make sure I have a place to sit and be comfortable and whatever.
Yeah.
So that's really awesome. And then I don't know where else I've been going. Nikki's Unisex is just in general one of my favorite bars. It's like fucking just like cool and really Brooklyn, and the staff there is really great. So yeah, those are the three first date spots. And then restaurants, like, so I have a video I made because I got asked this question a lot. So a qualified is like first day in New York City. I made a whole video about this because I was like, I think that is like what I get the most. I'm coming to New York City first and what should I eat? Yeah. And I was like, okay, like I think you need things that you could really only get in New York City and give you a true New York City experience. And this is what I do too. Like I travel so much, I make these travel guides. And I think again, going back to the idea of like, I want to know what's best, but that's not always what I'm most interested in. It's like, what tells a story about the city I'm going to? So my list had a bunch of things, but what I put on there was you need bagels.
Yeah.
So there's like an elite tier of bagel shops that like you're not going to go wrong. It'll all be good. But my personal favorite right now is Utopia. So I said, go to Utopia. That started in Queens and it opens in Midtown now. I think that then you should do brunch at Katz's, because Katz's is an absolute institution.
Iconic. Yeah.
And like you need a pastrami sandwich. And if you go in the morning, there's no line. So this is
I was going to say, you have to go with somebody that you don't mind waiting with. But if you go in the morning, that's a good.
If you're there at 9:30, there's nobody there. You're eating a pastrami sandwich and hot coffee.
You rented it out. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Your stomach's going to hurt you, but it's well worth it. And then I kind of, I'll just give you more than three because whatever, it's the full video. Okay. So then it's like, if this is all too much for one day, but this is like first day eating experience, I guess. Like, to me, you need a slice of New York City pizza. And to me, like nothing defines that more than Joe's Pizza. I would say skip the Village location. I think that one is worse for whatever reason. And they only take cash and it's really annoying. The one on 14th is great. The one in Williamsburg is great. There's a bunch in Alver City. I think for the most part, they're all much better. I think you need like an Italian deli experience, and Faico's is another, which is like classic on Bleecker Street. And then for dinner, I would say like Peter Luger, just like, again, like just classic New York City, been around for 125 years steakhouse. Or Emilio Bellato is like, to me, the only like true old school red sauce Italian. Very difficult to get into, but like that is like stepping back in time, and there's always celebrities there. And the food is incredible too, but like all these places, and you know, the haters are going to tell me, there's a tourist traps. Why are you sending them there? But again, those are all places with incredible food. They're just like, yeah, they're tourist friendly because they've been around so fucking long. But also it speaks to New York City. It speaks to things you can only get in New York City. And like listen, I travel the world. These are things you cannot duplicate exactly for whatever reason.
Yeah. I'm gonna put some of my list. Okay. If you also want steak, but you don't want to order anything, you go to L'Entrecôte. There's no options. There's no menu. They just give you steak and fries. And it's like nothing I've ever seen before. And it's basically like a businessman's place. And I went there once and I just thought it was like the craziest shit ever. I love that you mentioned St. Mark's, because that's one of my favorite things is to go to Udon West on St. Mark's. And just have like a nice little beef udon. And then you can ping pong to other places. Like if you want like drinks or you want like dessert. Like I love the dessert on
right
St.
there.
Mark's.
Yep.
It's unreal. And just talking about that experiential things, like there's so much weird shit going on St. Mark's that like if you happen to be on a date, you're just like, why is there a store of baby dolls with no eyes? You'll never forget that.
Exactly.
I'm obsessed with Serafina.
Okay.
It is not a common opinion, but the La Paglia a Fieno there, just go. It's so
Somebody put that on.
good.
I forget what the list was. There was like a listicle the other day, and it had Serafina. I was like, it's fine, but it's also like it's just like it's in Westchester now too, so it feels like a little less so.
Yeah, and there are things on the menu that suck, but like that is just like a little special dish that I found when I was like 12, and I've never stopped. And
That makes sense.
Made Ben learn how to make it at home too. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me, I think. The things I like. And then Iso Hama on the Upper East Side. Shout out. They said they were closing once, but they were just changing management. We had like a big month of blowouts of people just going to dinner there and like being like, oh, we're going to miss you. And they got us real good because they never left. There was one more, but maybe I'll just say it when I remember it. But yeah, eating, it's so nice to do. And it's something that you can always do if you have time and a little bit of money. And it's way more guaranteed fun than, I don't know, sometimes you masturbate, it doesn't work out. Sometimes you have sex, it's not so great. But
sometimes
like,
you get bad meals though.
Not at places that you know are good.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah. And also like that is also just like, it goes back to like why I do what I do. I'm not a beach person. I don't want to go to a fucking beach. I don't want to go to the ocean. I don't want to lay around. I don't want to go to some like resort thing. Like I travel because I like walking. I like going to cities because I'm going to walk around a city all day, eating all day, exploring, travel. Like that's the joy I get out of life. And like that's, I've been lucky to turn it into my job too. But like that's what I want to do. This
is not good food at all, but one of my favorite days with my sister, we call it ping pong day, and we were on 86th and Lex, and we just ping ponged from McDonald's to Krispy Kreme to Burger King to Papaya King,
like getting one thing everywhere.
Like we just kept eating. And we were like, this is the best day ever. And now you could do ping pong day, and then you can go to Ulta and you can go to Target. 86 and Lex. Highly recommend. Do you have any goals sexually coming up that you would like to accomplish in the next year, or specific restaurants that you're dying to go to?
Restaurants might be harder to answer. I certainly have specific. I basically what I do is on Instagram, I have folders saved per city. New York has a couple subdivisions, but so like there's certainly like a million I have to go to. They're like one I really want to get to right now is I almost went the other day and just like couldn't swing it, but Thai Diner is one of my favorite restaurants in New York City, and they just opened up a chicken tender concept up the street. It's basically just like chicken tenders to go with all these Thai flavors.
Great.
It looks incredible, so I'm dying to get there. So that I have to do, and then like the list is also 100 restaurants long. I can't remember anything. This is why I started posting and writing things down.
But there's no like white whale that you're like,
of that. I don't know. I guess I would have to think about it. I think that it's just like it's too long. Like honestly, when I think about it, like this is so stupid, but like so
you're polyeaterous.
But so like if people know my content, they know that I love the Japanese egg salad sanza, which are these little egg salad sandwiches you get at Japanese convenience stores, 7-Eleven, Lawson, Family Mart. They are my favorite thing in the entire world. They're like $1.
Okay.
When I go to Japan, I will eat multiple of them every single day. I have merch showing my love for them. I absolutely love it.
Wait, what are they called? Egg salad sandwich?
Egg salad santos.
Okay.
And it's literally just like the thinnest piece of white bread and egg salad. It is the most, and people are like, oh, make it at home. It's like, Nah, dude, like you got to eat the one.
Okay.
This is like such a pretentious answer, but like you have to eat the one in Japan and then you'll get it. Everyone that does this is like going back to Anthony Bourdain. Like this wasn't something I came up with, and David Chang and all them. And Japanese people obviously have loved this sandwich forever too. But so when I was in Japan this past time, and I've been 4 times there was an egg salad sandwich shop that I was dying to get to. And the only time I could get to it was the last day I had. And it was like totally out of the way on the way to the airport. But I was like, I'm going to make this happen. Like, this is high on my list. I'm dying for this fucking sandwich. And I get there, and even though Google said it was open, it was some random Japanese holiday. And they were closed. And literally today, like, I've gone to Japan a few years in a row, and I keep telling myself, like, I'm not going to go next year. Just like, there's a whole world. Go anywhere else. Yeah. But literally this morning, I was like, because I was still editing stuff in Japan even from months ago, and I was like, damn, I really want to go back just so I could have that. It's just like it's just like a newsstand. Like, it's not even a restaurant, but like, this is what I'm like dying to try.
I love that.
So
I also love that because egg salad is one of the things that I was told I was a weirdo for liking as a kid.
Yeah.
So good.
That's why people even like don't. I love tuna also. I eat tuna every single day. Again, this weird thing, stuff I get addicted to. Currently, I'm addicted to tuna cotto, some Joe and the Juice. Okay. They opened 2 blocks away from me like a month ago, and I've eaten one almost every single day. And people like have such a weird thing of tuna. And I was thinking about it the other day, and I think it's because like, I think people's first, especially if you're not a Jew, the first like time you experience tuna was like you were sitting next to the kid in elementary school that like took it out of the brown paper bag. And I know I know what they smell. And I know that why they're averse to it because of that. But that is tuna that has been sitting out for 6 hours in a brown paper bag. Like, of course that smells. Yeah. Tuna doesn't smell. Like, I would die on this hill. Tuna doesn't smell. It is just fucking
This
fish.
Needs to be your Subway take if you haven't done it yet.
Shit, that is a good. I'll get destroyed. My actual Subway take, people are going to hate me even more for this. I think if you survive 3 months in New York City, you're a New Yorker.
Boo!
Say people are going to get real mad. But here's my thing. New York City is the hardest place in the whole world to survive. And if you can make it here 3 months, I will give you the respect of being a New Yorker.
I won't. Okay, do you have a sex goal?
I would very much enjoy to at least experience one more opportunity at a 3-way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that could be very easily accomplished.
Well, I'm 38 and it's happened once, so I'm going to say that like
I know, but
it's not as easy.
No, but maybe not in the situation where you're like dating somebody and you bring somebody in. However, if you were to go to a sex club or like a party where sex happens.
That's fair. That's fair. I guess if I truly put my mind to it in New York City, I guess that's right. I could make it happen tonight. That's fair. That's fair. But that seems, I don't know. Seems like it's all the same shit, but that seems like a line jumped, you know?
No. I think you should do it. They're really fun. I've been to a bunch of them just for like research purposes. Mm-hmm. And it's not as like I don't know, like weird as you think it would be. It's literally like a party where people are like drinking and talking or whatever, and then like sometimes people go off and something happens.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
All right. You're right. I live in New York. If there was anywhere I could actually make this happen, it's here.
Well, my recorder just died. Anyway, we'll just wrap it up. And if you go to a sex party, everyone, wrap it up. I'm not gonna make the goal happen, but I'll send you some literature and places to go if you want to.
Okay.
Jeremy, thank you so much for doing this podcast. Can you tell everybody where they can find you online?
Yeah, of course. It is Jeremy Jacobowitz everywhere, and it's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I have a podcast. I have a newsletter, I have a Substack. Anywhere that you enjoy watching content, you could find my content. If you're still on Facebook, I post there every single day. Snapchat doesn't matter. You
Amazing.
Can find me.
I have to ask you one more question, which I have to ask everybody after a sexual experience, and food is inherently sexual. Jeremy, did you finish?
Not yet.
Okay. That's okay.
Close. We're getting
Great.
there.
Well, I did. And you guys can find me at Remy Casimir. Follow the podcast at How Come Podcast. If you want to watch this episode unedited with video, patreon.com/howcome. And yeah, we hope all of your sex and food dreams and goals come true. Thank you again for coming.
I'm so glad I came.
And we'll see you next time on How Come. Bye.
Bye.
It's not you, it's me. I try so hard to finish honestly. They say you'll know when you go all the way from A right down to O. Oh no, I think that I still got a ways to go. Oh, I'm sick of this and I have got to know. How come? How come? How come I can't achieve? How come I can't achieve? I'm rolling up my sleeves. I'm rolling up my sleeves. Oh baby, I believe these guests can help. 'Cause I can't do it by myself. I wanna just...
Okay, hello Marvel sectioners. Thank you for staying this long. And I didn't actually forget the last restaurant I was going to say. I just wanted to keep it special for you guys who made the extra effort of sticking around. My number one pick in New York City that you will not see on any list is J.G. Mellon's for burgers. It's on 76th and 3rd. It is an Upper East Side staple for people who grew up there. We used to go do SAT prep and then go to J.G. Mellon's, or you'd go out drinking and then you'd go to J.G. Mellon's. They never clean the grill, I'm convinced, and that's why the burgers are so good. So don't tell anybody because you earned this by sticking around yourself. But if you're in New York City, go to J.G. Mellon's. I'll see you there. Bye.